Welcome to AvoChat, a podcast created for and shared with avocado lovers around the world. In this series, we invite avocado advocates from global food service and supply chain networks to share insights on how Australian avocados can succeed in international food service markets. Today, we are delighted to welcome Ebby Loo, Managing Director of the Euro-Atlantic Group, one of Southeast Asia's leading fresh produce importers, and the Asia Fruit Award Importer of the Year 2020. Based in Malaysia, Ebby brings decades of experience across trade and logistics and has long championed the use of avocados within the food service sector. Let's hear from Ebby. Hey Abby, what was your first impression of Australian avocados in Malaysia?
Oh, well, we have to rewind the clock back to probably 2 decades ago when the word avocado are rarely seen in the menus, all right? But over the years, with adequate awareness of the fruit, Australian avocados has now become a daily fruit among Malaysians at home and also outside in the restaurants, like I just mentioned earlier. Yeah.
How do avocados typically featured on menus across Malaysia?
All right. I would say that avocados in Malaysia have evolved from an exotic fruit to a mainstream ingredient in different segments of the F&B sector. For example, cafe and brunches, that means breakfast and lunch, they will serve avocado on toast. When it comes to healthy bowls, it will be salads and grains. Beverages, of course, nowadays, avocados are very popular in smoothies, shakes, and in Kuala Lumpur, there are a lot of juice and fruit and drinks chain outlets using avocados. One of them, popular one is, I can tell now, is the Boost juice. The founder is from Australia, yeah. So other cuisine also using a lot of avocados are from Japanese fusion, where you can see maki or hand rolls being use a lot of avocados in various preparation. Of course, hotel and restaurants, we call it the HoReCa sector. Now fine dining is also getting very popular in Malaysia. Also the Japanese, we call it the omakase. Also, we can see a lot of avocados being used. Well, the last one I would like to mention is our Malaysian food, the local street food. Well, we look forward to see that one day or soon, the popular dish, nasi lemak, will have the egg replaced by avocados.
For Euro-Atlantic Group, how important are fruit quality consistency, ripeness, and color retention to you?
I would say these three factors are equally important. Well, to start with, consistency. This will be the number one, the priority. Well, why I say that is because if our containers of avocado arrive with inconsistent sizing and ripeness, well, our order fulfillment to our customers will be disrupted. Secondly, ripeness management. I would say ripeness management. Our stock rotation has to be well managed. We need fruits which we can control the ripeness. During our daily sorting activities, we need to do that before delivery. We need to sort it according to our customers' requirement. So that's why ripeness management is also our criteria. Yeah. Now, when it comes to color retention, for most food presentation purposes, the color is important. That the avocado, the fruit, does not oxidize or turn brownish quickly. So for a good flesh color fruit, the dry matter of the fruits plays an important part, and this need to be well managed by the grower and exporter. To our knowledge, as an importer over so many years, we have learned that for hairs, the dry matter should be at least 24%, and the shepherd variety should be at 21. Then the fruit is ready for export. Because for export, the transition time is longer than for domestic usage. Yeah. So this is where we come to the point that these three points are very important in our import process.
In your opinion, what do Malaysian customers value most?
Okay. Well, in this case, I'm speaking on behalf of Malaysian consumers, which we have the knowledge or the info as an importer, because we work very closely with retailers, and retailers are the first liner with the consumers, their shoppers. So for this instance, flavor comes first. Yeah, because the texture, the creaminess, and the distinguished flavor, which the Australian avocados have it, is the preferred origin of avocados in Malaysia. Of course, our company import other origin, but now as the growing technique and the technology has improved, Australian avocados can be available the whole year from different states of Australia. So when we have other origins which are available, but the preference is still Australian avocados because of its texture.
In your opinion, Abby, what training or resources would help teams work more confidently in handling Australian avocados?
Yeah, we have identified three segments, which is we feel that, there are much more others, but these three are very much needed to provide training, which is the first one will be ripeness identification workshop. Because although people know that avocado is a fruit, but many times they would not know the ripeness is relevant to how to use the fruit. So we feel that hands-on training for kitchen and purchasing staff, people who import the fruit, is should pay attention on this. And number two is storage and handling guides. Well, nowadays we can just call it like e-cards, QR code scanning, where we can place it at the retail shelf, or we call it shelf talker. So this is also a way to provide fruit knowledge to the public. And also the other one will be menu ideas, recipe cards, short videos showing innovative ways to create dishes with avocados. And for this one, probably sometimes will involve chefs that can be doing the cooking demonstration. Yeah.
How do avocado logistic and storage differ from other fruits?
When it comes to training for ripeness and storage, we usually will gather all our staff, departmental heads, then we will do a presentation, slides presentation. So for this kind of method of training, we would of course be happy to have the relevant organization to come in to provide us with the training materials.
100%.
Yeah.
We all know trust is crucial in your market. What advice would you give Australian avocado growers who want to build genuine long-term relationship in Malaysia?
Well, I would say, yeah, there will be a slight difference when it comes to handling avocados. But avocados, like most fruits, are sensitive to drastic change of cold chain management. So when we come to handle avocados, we must ensure the logistic side of it, like the supply chain must be cool, fast, and also careful. Our workers, our logistic staff must be made aware how to handle. So next one will be the ripening management, because unlike other fruits, apples, oranges, and lemons, avocados, they require daily checks and inventory rotation. So when the container of avocado arrives, we do not just unload and store in our cold room, check the temperature, and close the door. We do not. We have to segregate because the fruit's ripening stage is different. Yeah. So when the container arrives, we need to do some sorting. Then we will store according to the ripeness upon arrival, and of course, daily we'll check the ripeness. Well, if the avocados from this pallet ripes faster than the other one, we have to take it out to use it. So for avocados, we do not practice FIFO. Yes. All right, it's not the first in, first out. Sometimes it can be last in, first out because it arrives with ripened. Yeah. When it comes to storage practices, we need to ensure the cold chain and the right temperature for storage, because different fruits and different degree of ripeness when we receive the container, we also have to adjust it to the right temperature, right? It doesn't mean zero for all avocados. So if it comes a little bit ripe, the colored fruit, we need to store at different temperatures. So this one comes in very important to avoid ripened and bruised fruits after we open the container. And also avocados are ethylene sensitive fruits, and we have to ensure that they must not be stored with ethylene producing fruits. This is very important also. So this will all avoid all the premature ripening again.
Abby, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing your insights from across the fresh produce supply chain in Malaysia. It's been a real pleasure having you on AvoChat. To our listeners, we would love to hear from you. What was your biggest takeaway from today's conversation? And if you have any questions for Abby or ideas for topics you would like us to explore in the future episodes, please don't hesitate to reach out. Stay tuned for our next episode of AvoChat Global as we continue the conversation and explore global opportunities for Australian avocados.